It's your boy Carcino here. Reminding y'all once again, if you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is through Twitter. At Carcino. Now let's go to this situation here. The Super Bowl with Cam Newton. I stayed quiet on it because I wanted to see what was going to be the fallout before I went and made my video. Now, when the moment it happened, I called it. I said, now they're going to villainize Cam. Called it. I said, watch, he's going to be villainized. They couldn't wait to do it. They were doing it through the game, and they want to do it after the fact. Because the NFL don't sell you the game. They sell you the story to get you to watch the games. They think you need to have a story. So this is what it's about. The story of the new quarterback. The one that's mobile, that can run and throw, and he's in this new modern era where they celebrating the end zone and they're dapping and all of that versus the old country modern, you know, that old reliable southern quarterback, the old wildy veteran who stays in the pocket and gets the job done. This is what they wanted more than anything, was to tell this story. And let's look at the game. What happened in the Super Bowl? From the opening play, when they got the call reversed, I knew they were in for a long night. Not saying this whole game was marred by calls, but big penalties were called in crucial situations that crippled drives. But other than that, the officiating crew was horrible. Worse, this is the worst Super Bowl officiating crew I've seen since Seattle, Pittsburgh. Probably that one and the 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. That was another horrific Super Bowl officiating crew. But they blew some calls. And I called it, old stone hands Ted Ginn Jr., who can't catch a cold. I knew it. I said, watch, he's going to drop about 4 or 5 balls. Jericho Cotchery, he didn't show up. The running backs fumbled the ball. In-air throws. Cam said this at the post conference, like, man, what do you want from him? To be chipper, excited? He just lost the Super Bowl. And then I blame the people who was running the Super Bowl for not having more organized. You got the Broncos players doing interviews on one side. At the same time, you have the losing team coming right in there to do their interviews with the press. It's going on at the same time, so you can hear another interview going on doing his interview, and he can hear them say things that's unfavorable to him. He just got up and left. It's common sense, common practice. Like, look, what am I even doing this for? I didn't say what I needed to say. I'm gone. And you media heads wanted to turn against him anyway. You were looking for it because you need to sell a story. He went out there and did his job, and that's it. He ain't got to apologize for, I guess, being a better loser. I don't get what y'all want him more to do, cry and say you the best quarterback ever, Peyton. You know, he don't fit the story that you wanted. It didn't have the ending you like. in the story, so now he has to be villainized. It's the same thing they did to Isaiah Thomas, remember? Same thing. Now, Denver had no penalties in the second half of football. It was horrific. It was clearly a lot of penalties on the field. But Peyton Manning did almost next to nothing in the entire Super Bowl. Von Miller was MVP. And everyone knew it. Before the fourth quarter was even over, people knew Von Miller was going to be MVP. When it was over, was Von Miller MVP? Yes. Did the camera crews, did all the media run up to Von Miller? No. They ran up to Peyton Manning. Oh, Peyton. That wily veteran, and what a way to go out. His last throw, his last everything. They gonna retire him for him. He might want to come back. They know this is the way to go. This is the way the storybook ends. Because NFL is about selling you stories. They're not about, we're going to put on the best, playing the best. They're not about that. They need a story. And this was the story. Old Manning coming to an end. So now, the nonsense happens. First they said, oh, well, why is his helmet on? When Cam goes out there and meets him and champion him, Peyton Manning, and walks into the media circus, shakes his hand, they talk for a minute, and then they leave. You know, Cam leaves. Oh, he had his helmet on. Why would he have his helmet on? That's just so classless. You know, he did go out there, but why did he have his helmet on? Like he wanted to hide from the public. See? Because they expect you to be stupid and not have a memory that can go back 2 years. But through social media, it's quite simple. You can just go back to the last time he was in the Super Bowl. When Peyton Manning lost, he had his helmet on when he went and talked to Russell Wilson. So you see, all of these things come back to smack them in the face. And then they said, oh, well, he got up and left the post game. The post fight, the interview. He's a poor sportsman. Then they forgot about when Peyton left Drew Brees out there. You know, not like Brees cared, but he left and went back to the locker room without shaking Drew Brees' hands or congratulating him. Because he threw the interception for the touchdown, which sealed the victory for the Saints, New Orleans Saints. He blew the game. And because he blew the game, he wanted to go back to the locker room. And it was talk about it for half a day, and then it was just gone. Nobody remembers that until this happened, and then people brought it up. Then they had to kind of shut up about it. But I remember when it happened. And you know what they did? They threw Reggie Wayne under the bus. Well, Reggie Wayne was there too. Reggie Wayne was the first one in the locker room that Peyton followed him. But Peyton's supposed to be the captain, right? It's Peyton's team. So they interviewed Peyton, like, why you didn't shake his hand? Oh, well, it was their moment, and I didn't want to interfere in a moment, so I'll call Drew on the phone, and then I'll congratulate him over the phone. We'll do it that way. You know, I'll give him a call. Meaning that I ain't going to be on TV. Y'all ain't going to take 1,000 pictures of me in the losing position celebrating, where I can be humiliated. And that's why he kept his helmet on when he walked out there and congratulated Russell Wilson. So if Cam did it, So Peyton did it first. So he's learning from Peyton. Yeah. They don't like it. They don't like it when they throw it right back in their face. Well, it's the truth. And now they want Cam to apologize and feel some sort of way. So Cam put out a statement today. He's not going to apologize for being Cam Newton. He shouldn't. Shouldn't have to. I don't have no problem with what he did. I wish they'd have played a better game, but other than that, no. He didn't do anything. Everything else is sensationalizing by the media. This is what they need to do, to have some type of story to write about, because there's nothing to write about. He needs to be the villain, and they need to make him the villain. Talking about him. Oh, this celebrating they doing, all this, it's ridiculous. Oh, that's unnecessary. But yet, how many white players do the Lambeau leap? How many black players they got from over there that's Lambeau leaping into the crowd, into the audience? They glorify that. Oh, here comes the Lambeau leap. Nobody talk about that. Everybody else had their little signature celebrations after touchdowns and sacks. Oh, that's all part of the game. Nobody talks about that. Cam's the first guy to celebrate in the end zone. Okay. I get it. But they weren't going to let Carolina walk out of there with a victory. Y'all should have known that. Some way, shape, or form, they were not going to walk out of there with a victory. But fortunately for them, they did all the work. The players that didn't show up